This is a video lesson for Module 2, Lesson 1. The Lesson 1 learning target is I can express metric length measurement in terms of a smaller unit and solve word problems involving metric length. So in class, we talked about the different metric length measurements that we'll be using, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. So this lesson is going to be mostly about how we can convert larger metric length measurements to smaller units, and then also looking at how we can do addition and subtraction with metric length measurements. So we're going to go ahead and quickly review the relationship between some of our metric length measurements before we do a little bit of converting. There we go. So our first metric length measurement was our largest one that we're going to be working with today is kilometers. And the relationship between kilometers and meters, which is probably the most common metric length measurement, is that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. So it takes 1,000 meters to equal up to 1 kilometer. So because of that, we know that 2 kilometers would equal 2,000 meters, 3 kilometers, 3,000 meters, and so on as we continue down our relationship table here. So if we had like 50 kilometers, that would be 50,000 meters. We also looked at the relationship between meters and centimeters. So we know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So by that logic, 2 meters equals 200 centimeters, 3 meters 300, and so on. But going from the relationship of 1 to 1,000 over here, we have 1 to 100 between meters and centimeters. So using this information, we can figure out how to rewrite mixed unit measurements. And by mixed unit, I mean there's more than one. So for example, we have 1 kilometer, so we have kilometers and meters here. How to take this mixed unit measurement and convert it to a single unit measurement of just meters. So 1 kilometer, 500 meters, we start by converting our kilometer to meters. So I look up at my chart and I see that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. And then I'm just going to add the 500 meters onto this 1,000 meters. So my first step was to convert the kilometer to meters. And then I just add them together and I get 1,500 meters as my answer. So 1 kilometer, 500 meters is the same as 1,500 meters. Do the same thing down below with my next problem. I have 5 kilometers and 500 meters. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to convert the 5 kilometers. I know that 5 kilometers on my chart up here is equal to 5,000 meters. And then I'm just going to add the 500 meters that's already there. And 5,000 plus 500 is going to be 5,500 meters. Moving over to our meters to centimeters, once again I have a mixed unit measurement here because I have meters and centimeters, 2 different units. And I want to convert these just to centimeters. So first I'm going to convert these meters to centimeters. I know that 2 meters equals 200 centimeters. I'm going to add in the 30 centimeters that I have in the measurement. 200 plus 30 is 230 centimeters. Do the same thing with the next problem down below, 5 meters and 52 centimeters. I know that 5 meters is equal to 500 centimeters plus the 52. So I'm going to get 552 centimeters as my answer. So using our relationship charts up here, it's pretty simple to convert these mixed unit measurements into single unit measurements. And so now that we're feeling pretty comfortable with this, we can move on to the next step, which would be adding with mixed numbers. So when we're adding with mixed numbers, we have a couple strategies that we can use to get the correct answer. The first strategy here I'm going to demonstrate is I'm going to leave both of these measurements here as mixed measurements. So I'm going to rewrite them almost in like a standard algorithm type way, where I'm going to be matching up the meters with the meters and the kilometers with the kilometers. Oops, 96. And I'm setting it up kind of like a standard algorithm where I'm going to be adding these together. So I'm going to start by adding my meters together, just using a standard algorithm method here. So I have 734 plus 396. I get 1,130 meters. And then I'm going to add my kilometers. 4 plus 1 is 5 kilometers. Now it appears that I'm done, but if I look at my meters here, I can convert some of these meters into a kilometer. So if I think about 1,130 meters, I know that 1,000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer. So this is the same as 1 kilometer and 130 meters. So now I'm just going to add this kilometer to my kilometer total here. So I'm going to get a total of 6 kilometers, 130 meters. So in this process, I kept the units the same when I added, and then I converted as necessary once I actually added them all together. The second method, I'm going to convert these measurements first into meters and then rewrite my answer as a mixed unit measurement. So 1 kilometer 734 meters is the same as 1,734 meters. And 4 kilometers 396 meters is the same as 4,396 meters. So I converted them first this time, and now I'm just going to add them like a typical standard algorithm problem. And I get 6,130 meters, and in that I can pull out 6 kilometers and 130 meters, because I have 6,000 here, which is equal to the 6 kilometers. So you see I get the same answer in both methods. It just kind of depends on which method you prefer, converting first and then adding, or adding first and then converting. We have the same process here for subtracting. We can actually use two similar strategies when we're subtracting mixed units. The first one, we can convert these mixed units to the same smaller unit. So I'm going to convert all of these measurements into just meters. So 10 kilometers is equal to 10,000 meters. And 3 kilometers, 140 meters is equal to 3,140 meters. So now I'm essentially just solving this as a standard algorithm problem for subtraction. And I need to do a little bit of unpacking here. And I'm going to go ahead and continue my subtraction. So I get 6,680 meters, or I could write this as 6 kilometers. Oh, sorry, 6,800, yeah. 6 kilometers, 860 meters. The other method is I could keep my measurements the same and subtract like units. So I can subtract my kilometers from my kilometers and my meters from my meters. I run into a little bit of an issue with this problem, though, because I have no meters right here to subtract, so I need to do a little bit of unpacking before I start. I'm going to unpack one of my kilometers. So there's 9, and one of those kilometers is the same as 1,000 meters. So now I can subtract 1,000 meters minus 140 is going to be 860 meters. And then 9 kilometers minus 3 kilometers is going to be 6 kilometers. So once again, I get the same answer using both methods. It's just a matter of which one you prefer, converting first and then subtracting, or subtracting first and then converting. So that does it for our little introduction here into working with metric length measurements. So at this point, you should be able to answer all the problems in the Lesson 1 problem set. But of course, if you have any issues or need a little bit of a refresher, please feel free to come back and rewatch any part of the video that you need help with. So good luck with the problem set, and thanks for watching.